Hello, I'm Jason Bates, owner of Electrum Financial, where a mortgage is not just a flip of the coin. So if you're looking to purchase or refinance, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you with that purchase or refinance. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, watching this on Roku or on Amazon Fire Stick. Please write the review of the channel. We certainly appreciate that support. Okay, never more has my tagline for a mortgage is not just a flip of the coin been more relevant than today's post. And so this post, I really got angry, or I really am angry at some of these lenders and some of the tactics they're doing, especially these new home builder and the lenders that are quote unquote preferred lenders with these home builders. They're ripping you off and you may not even know it. So this video, if you're out there purchasing a new home build or a new home builder or in some kind of financing with a new home builder, this video is for you for sure. So let's dive right into it. I've got some illustrations here, and I think this will open your eyes as to how these builders are ripping you off. Everybody knows the market is hot right now. With that being said, with the market being hot, these builders are taking advantage of you. And I can't stress this enough. Please get a second opinion. And if you're a realtor and you're just dropping your buyer off at a new home site because it's easy, because you can't negotiate a contract or you can't find a particular resale home, then shame on you for not really taking the time to go through with the builder's lender to make sure that your client is getting the best deal. There's a lot of first-time home buyers out there who don't know what they don't know, and they're really relying on you to be that expert. So be that expert if you're a realtor doing that. Shame on you. All right, so let's dive right into this. You can tell I'm angry about this, but I want to dive into this because this really, really burns me up. So what I have here, this is the builder's rate sheet. Now, this is a little bit of an inside. I'm showing you something that you typically don't see. This is actually the rate sheet from the actual builder's preferred lender. And this buyer asked for this information because she wasn't going to commit to this builder's preferred lender until she knew all the facts. So good for her for being persistent and asking for the documentation so she can make an educated decision as to her biggest investment, the American dream of home ownership. So good for her for doing that. So on the left-hand side, let me show you how to read this here. On the left-hand side is the actual rates. On the next column over is the price. The price is, think of the price as kind of like the game of golf. So the game of golf, 100 being par, anything below 100 is a cost, a bogey, if you will. Anything above 100 is a birdie or an eagle or whatever. So you want to be at 100 or above. If you're at 100 or below, I should say below 100, then it's a discount or a cost to get the rate. So with that, this lender is at 2.875 at 98.815, which is actually a cost. And if we jump over to the next column here, it's actually a cost of 1.185%, which equates to $34.26. So it's going to cost you $3,400 to get a rate of 2.875 with this particular lender. This is the preferred lender for this builder. And if you want the builder's name, I'd be happy to give that to you. Just DM me or reach out to me. I'd be happy to give you this builder's number. This builder's a snake. I don't like them. I can't stand them. They play games with clients. The clients don't even know it, and they're getting away with it. And I have some, well, I'm not even gonna go there. All right, so let's continue on with this rate sheet. 34.26 at 3% is 24.86, and at 3.125, it's a cost of 19.63. Over here on the far right-hand side, P&I, that's the actual payment associated with that particular rate. Okay, now this is on a 45-day lock, mind you. Okay, so that's the builder's rate sheet. Now I'm going to show you my rate sheet. So here's my rate sheet. The same scenario, VA loan, same scenario, 2.25, and looky here, I'm at 100.866. 100. Now, the builder's preferred lender is at 2.875 down here at a cost. At a cost, so at a higher rate, it's actually a cost to the consumer. Really? That's your preferred lender? That's the best you can do, builder, for your buyer? Wow. Amazing. Okay, so I'm not going to dwell on this too much here, but 2.25, and I'm actually giving her a credit of $2,500. $2,500 credit to this buyer at a rate that's almost 3/4 of an interest rate better than what she was offered before. And actually, if she took 3%, she would be 3/4 of an interest rate better and getting a credit back of $2,500 versus a cost at 3%. And the principal and interest payment here would be $1,105 for this particular situation. So builders, are you really doing a service for your clients when you're referring them over to your preferred lender who actually is charging a higher interest rate? Really? That is just a bit insane, a bit ridiculous. Okay, so sorry, my phone was going off there and get sidetracked there, but this is super important. I can't illustrate enough how this infuriates me when builders say, hey, we're going to throw this incentive, this $5,000. In this case, it's $5,000 incentive, but you have to use our preferred lender or you lose the $5,000 incentive. So you as a consumer think, hey, I'm getting a great deal. They're giving me $5,000. It's free money. Yeah, is it really? Is it really free money? Because remember, you're paying a higher interest rate than what you would get if you went on your own and you said, hey, you can take that $5,000 and shove it where the sun don't shine because you're ripping me off. So I'm going to illustrate that a little bit more because there's even more to this story, if you can believe it or not, on this. So let me get to the next slide here, if you will. So this one, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you can read my email. So I sent an email after reviewing the builder's fee sheet. I noticed that there were some charges that on a VA loan cannot be charged to the veteran, yet they were on the fee sheet from the builder or from the builder's preferred lender. And one of them was the escrow fee. So I wrote here, do you still charge an escrow fee on a VA loan? I thought the escrow fee could not be charged to the vet. Of which their response, and this is to the title companies, this has nothing to do with the builder. However, I will say here that the builder is in bed not only with the lender, but they're also in bed with the title companies. So title companies, I know some of the stuff is out of your guys' control. I get it. But these builders, they're really ripping people off. And I wish that title companies would get with the program as well. So, so the next email here, and let me zoom in on this one too. She said, and her response was yes, but as of right now, the buyer is getting $5,000 credit, as I mentioned before, for using the preferred lender. So a portion of that $5,000 would be paying us for the escrow fee. So whoa, this is where I just had a conniption. I mean, my eyes just started to go like roll in the back of my head. I couldn't believe what I was reading. So the next slide here said I kind of wanted some clarification just to make sure I read that correctly from the title company. So if the buyer moves their purchase to me instead of using preferred lender, who pays for the escrow fee as it cannot be charged to the borrower? Her response here, if the buyer moves her purchase to you and she's not receiving any credit, then we will drop the charge. Drop the charge. Really? So you're just going to drop the charge by going with me versus what you're able to get with them being the preferred title company, preferred lender? So let me get this straight. You're charging this veteran a fee that shouldn't be charged to the veteran, and you're getting away with it because the builder is paying $5,000, so you're taking it out of the builder's incentive that could otherwise be used for the veteran for other costs, and you're just wasting this fee on this incentive, out of this incentive, because the vet is technically not paying for it because the builder is giving the incentive. Tell me how that's good for the consumer? I'm not understanding. It just blew my mind. This is where I got so irate. The title company is charging a fee that could otherwise be used to buy down the rate or for other fees and not be just wasted. So it's a benefit to the title company, but not to the vet. And as a veteran myself, this just pissed me off. I can't even begin to tell you how irate I was when I got this email and I saw these fees. But I'm going to compare side to side to show you even more here. So now this is the itemized worksheet from the actual builder. And I'm not going to really go into a whole lot of this. Here's that escrow fee, that settlement fee that we mentioned. So I'm not going to really dive into that too much. Now, and let me zoom in here a little bit so that you have a better idea here. Up here is the incentive, $465, or the escrow fee. But I really want to pay attention down here. So down here in the lower right-hand corner, this is the part of the screen that I really want to pay attention to because This is where the builder is getting away with, just in my mind, with this lender, just getting away with absolute, just ripping this person off. Just absolutely ripping this person off. So let's dive into it here a little bit. Cash deposit, $1,000. Here's that seller credit of $5,000. I don't know, can you, hopefully you guys can read this a little bit. Here's that seller credit of $5,000. And after all of that, she still has to come in with $32.21. $32.21 and get an interest rate. I didn't point that out. Let me scroll up here to the top here. Get an interest rate at 2.875. So get an interest rate 2.875, still has to come in with $3,200 after she got the incentive, the $5,000 incentive from the builder. So even with the $5,000 incentive, she's still having to come in and close. And remember, a VA loan is 100% financing. So that's what I want you to kind of let that sink in a little bit here. A lot of people think, hey, you're getting builder incentive, there's not going to be any closing costs. I'm not going to have to come in with anything. Hey, I just walk into a house for nothing, right? Not so fast. So now let's pull up my loan estimate here. And so let's compare apples to apples here a little bit. So let's zoom in on mine here so we can kind of compare. And I'm sorry I don't have this as a side by side. Maybe I'll just leave it here because I think mine's big enough here. And I'm going to scroll down here to what she has to come in with me. So she has to come in with $45.86 with me versus $3,200 with the other one. Remember, $32.21 on that one, $45 with me. I don't have the $5,000 incentive. I still have the earnest money that she put down. But what I do have here is I have that lender credit of $2,500. And she's getting an interest rate of which is locked. Yes, it is locked at 2.25%. So for just a little bit more money, even without the incentive, she's getting a much better deal by going through somebody like myself as a broker who can shop to get the best deal and not have the costs that the builder has or the builder's preferred lender has. So this is where it just really upset me, and I had to make this video because the builders right now, because the market is hot, they are taking advantage of you, the consumer. And you as a realtor, if you're a realtor watching this, please take the time to help educate your buyer on whether or not they're actually truly getting the best deal by going through the preferred lender. Put them side by side. And if you'd like my help to walk them through that, I would certainly love to help them and walk them through. And if they're getting a great deal with the builder, because not all builders are like this, but if they're getting a great deal with the builder, I'd be happy to tell you, you're getting a great deal, go sign that paperwork. Because if I can't beat it or can't do anything, even if I can't match it, I'd want to beat it for you rather than just match it. So if I matched it, I would say go with the builder because of the incentive. But not all things when it comes to builders are created equal. So please take the time, review those costs, get with the builder, demand that you get those things up front so you can make the best decision for you. And I will tell you too, one last thing on this builder. Because this builder's preferred lender delayed getting her all the information, and she was so diligent about trying to get it, they actually charged her $1,000 for her to come work for me as an outside lender. So they were going to force her, and it's written in their contract, we're going to force her they did force her to pay $1,000 for her to go get a better deal. Now think about that. So this is where I got so angry. I should have said that in the beginning of the video here, but it slipped my mind. But anyway, if you want to know this builder, please reach out to me. I'd love to tell you this builder's name, and so that you can avoid this builder because they're going to rip you off. So with that, that is my